All right, folks, high energy Trump versus no energy Biden. That's the subject of the riff. High energy versus no energy. President Joe Biden goes to a G7 meeting in Italy and gets lost in a crowd of about 7 people. The Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, had to go and get him as he was wandering off into nowhere. It's not a good look for American power. By the way, Prime Minister Meloni is already a superstar on the European stage with her conservative policies that are shaking up Italy and the rest of Europe. Meanwhile, Donald Trump goes to Washington for the first time in 3.5 years and blows up the liberal media with his high-energy, positive, pro-growth tax-cutting message. And as he promised during the primaries last winter, Mr. Trump is unifying the Republican Party. There was arch critic Mitch McConnell shaking hands and fist-bumping with the Republican presidential standard-bearer. There was Mr. Trump praising and endorsing former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, who is a moderate Republican running for the U.S. Senate, and he could well win in an ultra-blue state. I'll bet you a Senator Hogan will vote for Trump policies 70% of the time, and that's pretty good. And he could help elect a GOP Senate majority, and that's very good. Trumpian politics have become unifying. That was a big part of his message, and he is a growth guy. He told all the big shot CEOs at the Business Roundtable that he was a tax cutter. As moderator, I asked him directly, and he said he would keep the 21% corporate tax rate. Then he started ruminating. 20% is a nice round number, he said, or you could even go to 18%, or you could even go to the 15% rate that he originally favored in the 2016 campaign. Importantly, he is signaling that he is a tax cutter, not a tax raiser. He is a pro-growth, prosperity, and opportunity president, not a redistributionist. No energy Joe Biden wants a $5 trillion tax hike, which would give high energy to big government socialism. But high energy Trump is aiming for a significant tax cut that will give no energy to the government and high energy to private investment and free market capitalism. Trump told the CEOs he would stop overregulation and unlock significant permitting reform for inflation-curbing drill baby drill and all manner of construction projects. Now that's high energy. Joe Biden's DEI and ESG mandates, well, they've kept business pinned down. That's a low-energy economy. Mr. Trump emphasized that he wants America to be a magnet for the best and brightest all around the world, provided they have proper vetting and legal visas. Yes, he's going to close the border, and yes, he's going to deport criminals, but he also told the business CEOs that he's okay with high-skilled technology immigrants, provided they are legal. And if young people already living in America, presuming they are vetted, if they graduate from college, they ought to be allowed to stay here, not shipped back home someplace. Trump has long believed this, but it would require a change in the immigration laws. These are all high-energy, advanced-thinking, innovative proposals. It's what business wants to hear. It's what business needs to perform and produce. It would be a big win for working folks who have suffered falling real wages for 3.5 years under Biden. And how about tax-free tips for service industry working folks? Mr. Trump mentioned that again. And that innovative idea was a shot ripping right across Joe Biden's bow. The Biden Democrats are low-energy, hidebound, bureaucratic, anti-business, sit-on-your-hands people who are trying to somehow manage American decline. We can't have that. That's a Trump message. We've got to unleash the animal spirits of prosperity and opportunity. We've got to restore American greatness as soon as possible. And that is my riff.